What's going on, guys? Howdy gamers, it's your old friend Babavidya. And this one's important. I want to start with something a little uncomfortable, a little feedback, some vibes, that this is just lukewarm self-help content, self-improvement content, okay? And I want to follow that up with the self-improvement industry is exactly what it sounds like. The word industry is an industry. It's a business. A business that runs on one premise, one little fact, that a customer that is helped, a finished customer, is a lost customer. Okay. I mean, just think about that. If a self-help book actually worked completely, all the way done, you helped, you'd never buy another one. You never need to. And I say think about it for a second, but I know you've already thought about this. How the entire machine is tuned, okay? Whether, nobody admits it or not, it's willfully not admitted. The machine tuned to keep you almost there. Always optimizing. Always one habit, one routine. One morning ritual. One morning ritual away. Merchandise, the planners, the crystals. The 17th book on discipline. Get your discipline together, boy. Get your willpower. Accessories. All additions, all add-ons for a self that you were never even actually asked in most of this material to even look at. And we're talking about manifestation predominantly on here. We're gonna talk about that predominantly. But manifestation has gone the same way, and it has become its own industry. The manifestation industry is the same thing. The crystals, like I said, the scripting templates, the do this, say these words, write this, and the universe would pay you in 90 days. The whole economy. The whole economy built on keeping you reaching for something that's just out of the picture, that's just out of the picture frame of what you want, or whatever problem you're trying to address. So what I'm talking about, let me tell you what this is not. What I'm talking about is not. And it is not that. It is not all that. It's not lukewarm self-help, whatever. I'm not here to sell accessories. I'm just a dude that found something that worked, experienced it, showing you what it actually is without add-ons, no upsell. Because here's the thing, the whole industry is working or is operating to make you forget that it's all you. This isn't self-help, it is you. You are your biggest investment, okay? Not your routine or your habits or your stack, your productivity stack. It's just you. The whole thing that's lost in the merchandise, all of that energy that you're buying, all that energy poured into optimizing the surface. And almost none of it is spilt on the actual investment or the actual asset. The one in the mirror that was you. But I'm coming out here, it's a fair question. You could say, well, big boy Babaji, if it's not self-help and it's not in just spiritual woo-woo for fun times, then the fair question is, then what is it, big boss? Let me try to give the plainest answer first, okay? What I'm oriented at, my goal is to make it crystal clear. Get that plain answer. Get it crystal clear without the crystals. No incense. I love that. Get it crystal clear without the crystals. No Sanskrit. We love that stuff. We love the Sanskrit. No incense. Just the floor. And what is it? It is a method for changing your life by changing who you understand yourself to be. That's it. That's the actual machine. Your experience of reality is built on your perception, how you see, what you notice, what you expect, what you assume is even possible for you. And your perception isn't random. It runs on your identity, on who you take yourself to be at the deepest level. So self-help. How's that different? Self-help works on your behavior. It tries to change what you do, your behavior, your habits. All this stuff that I'm spitting, it works on the thing that your behavior comes out of, that those habits flow forth from naturally. Change the identity and the perception changes. Change the perception and life reorganizes itself around it in miraculous ways that you can't even, in metaphysical magic, whatever the fuck you want to call it, okay? Even if it's just getting your mind right. Life reorganizes around that. Change the identity, perception changes, change the perception, life reorganizes around that. You're not rearranging the circumstances. You're not rearranging the furniture. You're changing the person the house belongs to. You rewriting the name on the deed, baby. That is the floor that I'm talking about. And a total skeptic can stand on that. They can stand on that floor. Change who you take yourself to be, and the rest follows. Now that's the floor. I want to get crystal clear on it. I will be forever coming back, trying to get crystal clear. But let's go a little deeper into the fun stuff that we like. We define what it is. But let's go a little deeper, because that question of who am I? What am I really? Doesn't stop at your personality. When I say identity, your mind probably thinks of like obvious things, of your name and your job and your story. The personality and the story and the narrative that you've been negotiating with your entire conscious life, your whole life. And yeah, that's a self, but it's a lowercase s. That's the one the industry sells you upgrades for, trying to upgrade you all the time. But that's not the bottom. That's not how deep this goes. Underneath the personality is the thing that is aware of the personality. The part of you that watches the thoughts go by without being the thoughts. And you felt this. It's just self-awareness 101, essentially. You've had a thought and then noticed that you were having it, which means that there's a you and then there's a thought, and they're not the same thing. The thought is content. You are what is aware of it, watching that content, and that awareness, that is the self. Capital S. And there's something that no trip. I love my Barnes and Noble trips, and you know the part of the section I go to first. Okay, it's obvious. Nobody at Barnes and Noble is going to tell you this. No trip to Barnes and Noble is going to unlock this for you. What you've actually been doing the whole time, every time you've decided. If you've been watching this. Every time you decided who you are, every time you chose an identity and committed to inhabiting it, if you've been doing your homework right, if you've been listening, if we've been spending real time together, you weren't just upgrading a personality. You were practicing the oldest technology on earth every time you're deciding and committing and inhabiting that. decision. That is Vedanta. Not to drop a buzzword, I'm just saying it in normal and trying to do normal person speak. No woo-woo right now. Thousands of years ago, people sat down and asked the same question that you're asking, or that we're asking here, with a whole lot fewer distractions. Who am I underneath all of this? And they kept arriving at the same answer, that you're not the self that you keep trying to improve. You're the awareness that it is all happening inside of. So this isn't self-help. Let's get that clear. That's the name of the title, the name of the video. It's self, capital S. The help is a whisper. The help is implied. The help is natural. You're not improving the self. You're realizing the self. And I know that sounds enormous. Self-realization is an enormous concept. It sounds enormous, or it sounds like woo talk. So let me bring it back down to the ground. Because this is the part that I love. This is the real, tangible, fun, conscious part of it. You don't have to go to a cave. You've already started. Like I said, remember a couple weeks ago, if you've been looking at me, we talked about deciding who you are. That's what I always want to keep asking. And what you always got to keep doing. Because you are, whether you realize it or not. But anyways, that decision, that small, conscious or unconscious, almost mundane act of choosing your identity on a forever basis, on purpose, that is this. It's the whole practice. That's what I'm talking about. Scaled down to something, you can do on Tuesday afternoon, whenever this is, every moment. The oldest conversation humanity has ever had about the nature of the self. Right here, showing up in your life as a decision you made about who you are. This video found you. That's what this actually is. It's not lukewarm self-help. And I coined that, by the way. Nobody said it to me, but I just want to get the message out there. It is not just feel-good material to keep you coming back. It is a methodology for mastering your own mind. The one thing that I've really ever wanted to do. Taking full ownership of your thoughts and then realizing in that same realization, in that same breath, that those thoughts were never even you to begin with. And utilizing this, listening to this, hearing this, arms you with the vision to see your own power. And that feels good. That feels good. It's supposed to feel good. You were supposed to feel good. But feeling good was never a point. The point is the power. And the point is also learning how to actually exert it as you. The you that you decide to be. So the homework is always the same. But call back. Realize, hear me. You are your biggest investment. So invest like you mean it, like you know it. That's it. Invest with your old friend Babavidya. We invest in and deciding all the time. That's all. I love you.